Alrighty. Hey, what's going on there, guys? Welcome to part 4 of my entire Blu-ray collection video. I've got a lot more Blu-rays to show in this video than I did in part 3 here, so this is the rest of my standard Blu-ray movies. Now, in my next video I'll show you in part 5 will be all of my Disney movies, so I figure I end all my Blu-ray collection videos giving you a warm heart, I guess, with all the Disney movies. So before we get to them, let's get to the rest of the goodness of my entire Blu-ray collection here. So let's dive into it. Like I said, rapid fire, guys. It's going to go here. So here we go. We have Silence of the Lambs. It puts the lotion in the basket. It puts the lotion in the basket. Put the lotion in the basket! Guys are like, what the hell's wrong with you, Steve-O? Silver Linings Playbook. Terrific film, great film. If you guys haven't checked that out, it's great performances by Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence. We have Sinister, a surprisingly creepy movie. That movie scared the hell out of me. The Sixth Sense. Sleepy Hollow, one of my favorite movies to watch on Halloween. Snake Eyes. Snow White and the Huntsman. It was alright. But I'd rather watch that than the sequel. We have The Social Network, Soul Surfer, Source Code, Southpaw, Space Jam, a movie, it's a childhood favorite. I don't think it holds up as well as it used to as a kid, but it's a fun film. I like to watch it from time to time. The Spectacular now, surprisingly, a film that actually really surprised me, guys. I think it gets a little overlooked. People look at it as like a chick flick, and it kind of does, but the performances are very good in it. Plus, I like Shailene Woodley. I don't know, she's a very likable character. Then we have Speed. Don't go over 50, man. My terrible Keanu Reeves impression. The Spider-Man trilogy. Obviously, the first one was surprisingly out of this world, I guess. People were raving about how incredible it was, and it was really good. The second one I probably liked even more maybe than the first one. And the third one, we're just going to skip and go to the next one. Then we have Spotlight. Stand By Me, one of my favorite films growing up as a kid, another childhood favorite. I don't know, what can I say about this guy? It's a powerful film, another film that really impacted me. It's one of the best films. It's one of those best childhood favorite movies. Almost like Stand By Me, The Goonies. I like those friendship type of movies where they're going out, on adventures and stuff. Star Trek, or excuse me, no, that was Stargate. There's Star Trek right there. Star Trek Into the Darkness. Starship Troopers. Now let's talk some Star Wars, guys. Obviously, I would still stand by, this is probably the most avid fan movie, fan base, I guess, in the entire world. Harry Potter, I think, is probably still number 2, but this is by far the most biggest movie fan base of all time. Star Wars, what can I say, guys? It's just one of the, greatest movie franchises. But, I still stand by, guys, that Empire Strikes Back is still my favorite. The very first Star Wars, though, guys, I still love this day. I say they're almost even, guys. They're almost even, but I like Empire Strikes Back just by a slight nudge. Return of Jedi is good, and obviously the prequels, we're not going to talk about them. But certainly the most recent one, The Force Awakens, I tell you guys, I went to go see this in the theater, and I tell you, I was sitting down, I was getting so nervous, guys. I had my fingers crossed. I said, please just make this film good. You don't have to be incredible, phenomenal like the original ones, but just be good, be entertaining, and they gave me all that, guys. It was a lot of fun, and it was my favorite film of 2015. Super Troopers, one of my favorite comedies of all time. Another one of my favorite comedy movies of all time, Superbad. Oh my gosh. I'll never forget, my brother said he went and saw it to the theater, and I asked him, I said, was it really terrible? He's like, no, dude, it is the funniest movie I've ever seen. I was like, really? That's heavy. And yeah, we watched it on Christmas Eve back in 2007, I think it was. Oh my God, my parents, my brothers, myself, oh my God, guys, I almost fell on the ground in tears. It was so funny. I know who you are, but I will find you. I will kill you. Taken. Terrific thrower. The only Taken movie, in my opinion, exists. The Taken of Pelham 1, 2, 3. I don't know why this movie gets a lot of crap, guys. I think this movie's a little underrated, in my opinion. Denzel Washington's fantastic, and John Travolta, I mean, his performance is fantastic, too. This is a terrific remake. It's probably one of my favorite remakes so far. We have Taxi Driver. Oh, Roman's going to fall over. Don't fall over. Then we have Ted, great comedy. Ted 2. Then we have the two Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We have the first one and the second one. I don't own the third one because that movie is just... it's hard to get through. The Terminator Anthology. I'm a cybernetic organism. Oh my gosh, Terminator is one of my favorite movie franchises of all time. Obviously the first one is obviously really good. The second one, though, is just by far one of the best action movies of all time. Terminator 3 is a little cheesy over the top. And Terminator Salvation, I thought was okay. I'd rather watch that than Terminator 3. You gotta love Christian Bale in Terminator Salvation. This is John Connor. You can hear me. You're all resistance. Man, he scratched his throat there. Then we have a Terminator 2 steelbook right there. Really cool. Probably my favorite steelbook I got there. We got Arnie around the back right there. There's Something About Mary. This is the end. Then we got the two Thor movies. Not a big fan of both of these, to be honest with you guys. I mean, I like them. They're enjoyable, but they're just not great movies. I still think the first one is probably a little bit better. Second one I had a hard time getting through. Titanic. Holy shnikes, Tommy Boy, one of my favorite Chris Farley movies of all time. Total Recall, the remake. The Town. Transformers, still the only Transformers movie that I like. Trainwreck, which actually was surprisingly better than I expected it to be. Tremors, one of my favorite B-rate movies of all time. Troy. And then we got True Grit. Twister. Uncle Buck, another one of my favorite John Candy movies of all time. Then we have the Underworld movies. The first one's still my favorite here. Second one's pretty good. Don't own the third one because I don't like it. The fourth one, Awakening, which is alright. Very short movie. Unknown. V for Vendetta. Van Helsing. Oh, one of my favorite football movies of all time, Varsity Blues. This is another childhood favorite, guys. And by the way, I don't know if you guys know, if you have seen this movie several times, I'm sure most of you guys know Billy Bob, that played in this movie, just died recently. So, rest in peace, Billy Bob. We're going to miss you. But, man, he was my favorite character this entire movie. Out of a 10, I would give her a 10. Walking Tall. Warrior, another one of my favorite movies of all time. This is a movie I'll never forget. I was living in Orlando at the time. I was renting a house, and I'm sitting there right around Christmas time. And I'm sitting there like, man, I need to watch something new. Like, they got all the same movies on. I want to see something new. And I looked on Best Buy's website, and I was scrolling down trying to find something new to watch. And I found this movie, and I was like, what is Warrior? This looks interesting. And I went down to the Best Buy, got it really cheap. It was on sale. And wow, this was a powerful movie. Great performances. I think what attracted me is because I like UFC, and that movie definitely attracted me. It was a great movie. Watchmen, the Steelbook. We Bought a Zoo. We Were Soldiers. Wedding Crashers. Weekend at Bernie's. What If? Oh, Whiplash. This is a awesome movie. One of my favorite movies for sure, going all the time. Man, what's his name in this movie? J.K. Simmons, guys. Legendary performance. And I'm going to tell you guys, his performance in this movie is about as legendary as Heath Ledger's performance in The Dark Knight. Not kidding. It may sound heavy, but yeah, his performance is awesome in this movie. Were you rushing or were you dragging? I'm rushing. White House Down. Willow. This is a movie I don't hear a lot of people talk about. I talked to a couple of my best friends and like, oh my god, I love that movie. It's a childhood favorite. And, you know, a lot of people, the new kids, you know, people younger than me in the new generation, like, they don't even know about this movie. And then when I recommend it and they watch it, they're like, man, that is a good movie. I recommend it, guys. It's a really good movie. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Winter's Bone, The Wizard of Oz. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. The Wolf of Wall Street, The Wolfman, World War Z, The Wrestler. Now let's talk some X-Men movies here. Oop, don't fall. We have the first one, Steelbook, good movie. X-Men 2, still my favorite of the franchise. Then we have X-Men First Class, which was better than I expected to be. X-Men Days of Futures Past, which actually was better than I expected to be. Lacked action a little bit, but still a really good movie. Then we have the road cut of Days of Futures Past, which actually I prefer personally. Then we have Young Frankenstein, Young Guns, and got a few more here. You're Next, Zack and Mary Make a Porno, Zero Dark 30, and finally, guys, Zombieland. Alright, guys, so that's all my standard Blu-ray movies. So look forward to my next video coming out, which will be part 5 of my entire Blu-ray collection, and that will be all my Disney movies. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you guys in part 5, and we'll start talking about some of the Disney movies. Alright, guys, thank you.